Fitzy and Wippa.
I wonder if our Prime Minister has seen the original Top Gun. He joins us now. Scott Morrison, welcome.
Welcome, ScoMo.
Have you seen the original Top Gun movie, Mr. Morrison?
Many times. Heaps of time.
Well-
In fact, tell you a story. One day, the US ambassador took me out on the USS Ronald Reagan.
Yeah.
And during their exercises off the Brisbane coast, and we were there on the deck watching the planes come in and land and take off. It was pretty amazing, and it reminded me of the opening scene of the movie.
Yeah,
and I
Danger
went
Zone.
home that night and I watched it again.
Oh,
You know what? And ScoMo, I haven't seen the original, but I saw the new one, Top Gun Maverick, the other day, and it's one of the best films I've ever seen. It's huge.
it's amazing, Scott.
Yeah.
You know-
Looking forward to it. Should be a lot of fun.
I'd build it into the campaign. I'd say, you know what, guys, if you vote for me, I'm going to get this release date moved forward, and you can all see the new Top Gun early. Just an idea. 16 days to go.
Lily and Abby would really love it. I took my son to go see it. He loved it. It's for kids as well, Scott. It'd be great.
Yes.
I don't know if you're going to get some time off, or you probably can't see it in the next couple of weeks, that's for sure.
No, I don't think I'll get to see it the next couple of weeks. But no, I'm looking forward to it. They've been teasing it for several years now, the release of this movie. So, anyway, it's good fun. The first one was fantastic. I remember Jenny and I went to see it together many years ago and really enjoyed it then. And it's one of those mainstays.
Yeah. Hey, we were just informed as you were getting onto the phone, you said, no, I've got a bit of time to listen to the Lady Gaga song because I'm just boiling up my eggs. You're having your breakfast this morning.
Wasn't a curried egg, was it?
No, it wasn't a curried egg this morning, just a couple of boiled eggs. All good.
Hey,
Protein.
do you do it yourself, Scott? Do you boil them up yourself?
Sometimes I do. Other times I don't get the time.
Yeah, okay. Well, because we've got Life Improver. It's a segment that we do every week. This was from a lady called Sarah. This was an unbelievable call. She had a little bit of a hack for you, Scott. If you're doing your coffee and your eggs at the same time, have a listen to this.
To save time in the morning, I like to boil my egg in the kettle, and then I've got my long black and my eggs ready to go.
So she boils her egg in the kettle, Scott.
Then uses the water.
Then uses the water for her long black.
Genius.
It is genius. I mean, that's the ingenuity of Australians.
We don't stop.
It just never stops. Yeah, we're always finding better ways to do things.
ScoMo, 16 days till we go to the polls. We vote. How are you going to spend these remaining 16 days? What is the clear message, and what do you want to say?
Well, this is a choice, and it's not a popularity contest. It's not a reality television show. This is serious stuff about who's going to be running the Australian economy and looking after our national security, where there are very serious things happening all around the world. We've just seen that this week with the increase in the interest rates, 25 points. And I know that will be impacting on people paying their mortgages. I know they've been preparing for it. I know they've been expecting it. But when you look at what's happening overseas, in New Zealand, it's gone up 125 basis points. In Canada, 75. In the UK, 65. And in the US, it went up another 50 just overnight on top of the 25 that was already there. So, you know, in Australia, we've been doing well to shield Australians from all of these impacts around the world. Cost of living pressures are very real in Australia, but I can tell you they're worse in all the other countries. Our debt levels are lower as well in Australia compared to other countries. And we've been getting Australia through this pandemic, and we've got a strong plan to ensure that continues. So it is a choice about who you think is best going to be able to manage all this going forward based on our record and our plan. So it's us or the Labor Party. And you know, we all know what happened last time they were in. Unemployment was higher. Electricity prices went up. We've got electricity prices down over the last 2 years by more than 10%. So, you know, that's the issues that are most important. Getting unemployment down to record levels, and particularly youth unemployment, guys. And we've got youth unemployment down to 8.3%. We haven't seen it in single digits like that for a long time. And nothing gets me more excited than seeing young people get jobs, get into training, get an apprenticeship, and be able to have choices in life.
Do you, Scott? It's I mean, you've had an amazing run, and the last election was an amazing win by the Liberals. Is there a moment, though, and, you know, we watched the 60 Minutes interview that you did with Carl as well and Jenny, and you can see that the toll that it takes on the family. Does it ever cross your mind that in a couple of weeks that, you know, look, I know you don't want to look like this, but you need to be realistic, that in a couple of weeks that all these engagements, it could be all over. You could spend more time with the family. Do you think about that quite a bit?
Well, everyone who serves in public life, their families do make big sacrifices. And in my family, we've understood that, and I get tremendous support from Jenny and the girls, and they're amazing. You've met them, and they understand why I'm doing what I'm doing, and they know it's important. And that's why, as a family, we commit to doing what we're doing. Now, we've got a lot more to do, and we know Australia is facing a lot of threats. I mean, it's a very uncertain world at the moment, and I know people have been through a lot over the last few years, and they mightn't have liked everything I've done. They may have disagreed with decisions here and there. No one gets everything right, particularly in a once-in-100-year pandemic. But Australia has performed better than almost any other advanced country in the world. Our economy's stronger, more people in work. Our credit rating is strong, one of only 9 countries in the world to have a AAA credit rating. And that's what's going to protect Australia over the next 5 years. And that's why we want to keep going and doing this to ensure that we can continue to provide that shield. And today we're announcing our policy, which will see another 400,000 small business created. We've actually seen 400,000 established just in the last 5 years.
Yeah, right.
So getting their costs down, getting their energy prices under control, make sure they get paid on time, giving them tax relief. That's what creates small businesses in our communities, gives people jobs, gives people opportunities. That's what we need.
Can we touch on national security? Because that's a big one that plays on everybody's mind. And, there's some horrible headlines that you read out where Australia's going to be at war within the next 10 years and all this sort of gear. What comfort can you buy us there?
Well, we've been working hard to ensure we avoid those sort of outcomes. That's why I did the defence deal with the United States and the United Kingdom. I also did one with Japan. What all this does is creates a balance in our region to ensure that we don't end up in that situation where things get more tense. That's what we want in our region. We want peace, we want stability, but to achieve that, you need to ensure that your alliances and your partnerships are strong, that you're investing in defence. I mean, our defence spending now, we've spent $55 billion more than the Labor Party would have spent if we'd kept their same defence spending levels when we came to office. We're now over 2% of the size of our economy, which is what you need to do to ensure that you can credibly work with other major players like the United States, Japan, the United Kingdom, India and others who are all working with us to create a more safe and stable region, whether it's here in the Pacific or right across, going all up to North Asia and Southeast Asia. So that's what we're doing to keep Australians safe. We're investing in defence, we're investing in our intelligence security agencies, keeping our borders secure, but doing it in a way which is reaching out to the rest of the region for a peaceful region where we can all just get along.
Wouldn't it be nice?
Well, you do, when you go to the Cronulla Sharks and you watch the Sharkies play, and when you're putting off the opposition player when he's having a kick, the jazz hands that you do, Scott, will you be doing that to Albo on the day? Is that something, is that a tradition?
The magic fingers, as we call it in our house. That's just a bit of fun.
Yep.
Just a bit of fun. But, and in a campaign, what I'm focused on, they're taking all sorts of sledges at me. They do that every day. He's been doing that for the last 3 years. He's had a lot to say about me and giving me free character assessment on a daily basis. But I haven't heard much about what he planned to do, particularly on the economy. And he's had 3 years to tell everybody that. We're just over 2 weeks out from the election, and people still don't know what his economic plan is. And then a couple of weeks ago, he couldn't even tell you what the unemployment rate was or the interest rate. So, who are you going to trust to manage these issues? Someone who doesn't even know what they are?
Well, there's
someone who's been able to keep the economy strong in one of the most difficult times the country's ever faced.
We've got to make sure too, ScoMo, that if you're successful and you remain as Prime Minister, that we can lock in the backyard cricket game. And that's crucial.
Mate, I've got the heavy roller ready.
Well,
heavy roller's ready. Buddy is ready to go too.
Well, I was about to say, if you're not successful Prime Minister, will Buddy be leaving a gift in there for Anthony Albanese in Kirribilli House somewhere?
Bottom drawer of the fridge. Oh, jeez.
Imagine that.
You may well say that. I couldn't possibly comment.
Yep. He'll be having a curry the night before you leave the house, that's for sure. Hey, no.
Sorry, ScoMo. Stay focused.
It'll be a very busy week. But just chuck your boiled egg into your kettle when we get off the air here. But we appreciate your time, Prime Minister. Thanks for coming on. Oh, he's gone.
We lost him. Did we lose him on the curry joke?
Curry joke.
We lost him on the Buddy surprise joke.
Straight into a press conference.
Fitzy and Wippa.